Hi everybody, I'm Rockey and I'll be talking today about Pedagogy and Practice, Episode 4, where we get to explore audio and video feedback. So first we'll be looking at ways that we can provide effective feedback in our courses, and then we'll be moving on to thinking about how we can leverage tools in Canvas to provide audio and video feedback. So let's dig in. Hi again, everybody. So now we're going to start off by talking about what effective feedback is. So there's this great article, I'm going to move myself here, that's available if you go to bit.ly pedpractice4, and it's an article called 5 Research-Based Tips for Providing Feedback, Students with Meaningful Feedback. And so let's dig into this a little bit. So when we think about providing effective feedback for our students, we want the feedback to be specific. We want it to be not vague, not wonderful work, but we want to try to provide something specific to our students. We also want the feedback to be active. We want students to be able to actively be able to do something with the feedback. So this could be great if we're thinking about course design, to have multiple formative assessments that lead to one major assessment. This can allow us to provide feedback during those formative assessments that encourage students to apply that feedback to ultimately build up towards that last culminative assessment or summative assessment. We also want the feedback to be kind. This is really important as we're thinking about how we can provide feedback to students in ways that will allow them to really hear what we're saying and the feedback that we give to help further their learning. And this is why we're going to talk about audio and video feedback today, because there can be a lot of, there can be a lot of miscommunications that arise in written feedback, especially if it's sensitive feedback or constructive criticism. The tone can make a really big impact on how students perceive the feedback. And so by providing audio and video feedback, it gives us a chance to use our voice to express some of that tone and to kind of temper any constructive criticism that we have and make the feedback really clear that it's constructive and kind. We also want feedback to be prompt. This one can be difficult, but the sooner we can give feedback to students, the better. And this is where we can think about using integrated technologies like interactive quizzing in PlayPosit or Canvas Studio, and programming that feedback so that students get automatic feedback at certain parts of the video based on their responses. That can be a great way to kind of free up some of our time as instructors to provide feedback on pieces that we can't program PlayPosit to provide feedback for. And of course, we want the feedback to be meaningful. We want students to be able to do something with it and to encourage them to, again, actively apply that feedback to their learning and to their work. So that's the 5 research-based tips for providing students with meaningful feedback. And now we get to dive into how we can use Canvas Speedgrader to provide audio feedback. Hey everybody. All right, last piece that we're going to talk about is how we can use Speedgrader to give feedback to our students. So I'm going to show you really quickly what this looks like. So once we go into Speedgrader, under comments, if we click on this little video play button, it will launch a place where we can either record media, hey, or we can choose to turn off the webcam and just do audio. We can also choose to upload a video if we decided to record it somewhere else here as well. And so what this will look like for students is they will see the video that they get recorded, and it's going to show up when I click finish. I'm going to add test student feedback. It will show up right in this assignment comments, and if they have their notification set, then they'll get a notification saying that they got feedback, and they'll just open it up in here, and they'll be able to see the feedback that they received from you. And so this can be a really great way to let students hear our voice while we're providing them feedback and leveraging the integrated tools in Canvas. I would recommend, if you're going to be using audio or video feedback, to ask students at the beginning of the semester what their preference is, so that students can help you make sure that they're getting the feedback that they prefer. Some students do prefer written feedback, and that can be helpful to know. And that's it. I hope everybody enjoyed this pedagogy in practice, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.